At first glance, fortified foods seem like a public health triumph, an elegant solution to a difficult problem. Add missing nutrients to commonly consumed staples like flour, cereal, and rice, and you can prevent mass deficiencies without requiring people to overhaul their diets or remember to take pills. And to be fair, this strategy has saved millions from conditions like neural tube defects, pellagra, and iron deficiency anemia. But as with most well-meaning interventions, the success of food fortification has come with a new set of risks. What happens when the problem isn't deficiency anymore, but chronic overexposure? Welcome to the quiet complication of the modern nutrient-enriched diet, where your breakfast cereal, sandwich bread, protein bar, and even your healthy energy shake may be layering on vitamins and minerals like a biological lasagna of good intentions. And while each individual food item might stay within regulatory limits, the cumulative effect can push total intake of certain nutrients far beyond what your body actually needs or wants. Let's start with niacin, a vitamin that's been added to flour in many countries since the mid-20th century to combat pellagra. Deficiency is now virtually unheard of in developed nations, but niacin fortification hasn't stopped. Combine that with the niacin naturally found in meats, legumes, seeds, and fortified snacks, and many people now routinely consume 200 to 300% of their recommended daily intake, without even touching a supplement. While low-level excess might seem harmless, chronic high intake of niacin, especially the nicotinic acid form, has been associated with liver stress, insulin resistance, and, as we now know, pro-inflammatory byproducts like 4-PY that may quietly contribute to vascular inflammation. Or take folic acid, the synthetic form of folate added to grain products to prevent neural tube defects. It works brilliantly when taken before and during early pregnancy. But folic acid isn't folate. It requires activation in the liver, and when intake exceeds the body's ability to convert it, unmetabolized folic acid can accumulate in the bloodstream. Emerging research suggests this could have unintended effects, from masking vitamin B12 deficiency to promoting the growth of precancerous cells, especially in individuals with certain genetic variants that impair folate metabolism, and THFR mutations. Again, this isn't an argument against folate. It's a warning about one-size-fits-all fortification in a population with highly diverse genetic and metabolic profiles. The problem is magnified by how easy it is to overdose through food today. Once upon a time, getting too much vitamin A or iron required serious supplement abuse. Now, it might come from an ordinary day's eating: cereal at breakfast, fortified snack bar mid-morning, enriched pasta at lunch, energy drink in the afternoon, and high-protein instant dinner that boasts an entire multivitamins worth of enrichment, all with a side of bioavailable marketing language. This raises the obvious but rarely asked question: should nutrient fortification be individualized? In a perfect world, yes. Ideally, your food would be matched to your biology, your genetic makeup, your health history, your dietary pattern. If you're pregnant, you get extra folate. If you're postmenopausal, maybe not so much iron. If you're vegan, you get B12. If you've got hemochromatosis, the iron stays far away from your breakfast bowl. But we don't live in that world. We live in one where nutrient enrichment is blanket applied, designed to cover population-wide risks, often based on outdated assumptions about diet and disease. The result is a well-intentioned policy that now collides with abundant food, diverse lifestyles, and invisible overload. And the truth is, for many of us today, nutrient excess is a more realistic risk than deficiency. Over time, excess intake of certain micronutrients, especially fat-soluble ones like A, D, E, or minerals like iron and zinc, can quietly undermine metabolic, neurological, or cardiovascular health. And we don't always see it coming because these nutrients still enjoy their good guy reputations. We keep assuming more must be better. We confuse technological convenience with biological wisdom. So, where does this leave us? It doesn't mean we should eliminate all fortification. There's no question it's still essential in many contexts, particularly for vulnerable groups. But it's time to rethink the dose, the scope, and the assumptions behind it. Nutrient fortification isn't inherently bad, but it's being applied in ways that ignore the complexity of human variation. Not everyone needs the same backup plan. And not every diet is nutritionally hollow enough to justify it. We need smarter systems, smarter labeling, possibly even adaptive, data-informed models of enrichment that consider lifestyle, dietary patterns, health status, and even genetics. And until then, we as individuals have to be a little more cautious, a little more curious, and a lot more skeptical when we see 100%, 200%, or 300% of a vitamin baked into a Pop-Tart or stirred into an oat bar. Because when your daily value is showing up in every bite you take, you might be meeting your needs and then silently overshooting them by miles. All in the name of health. All under the illusion that more nutrients always mean more protection. In the end, the question isn't whether fortification is good or bad. The question is, how much, for whom, and at what cost?